So our question from our Techlorian, and they're an early Techlorian. I have some new accounts where the only way to use 2FA is via SMS, which I'm not too happy about. Since I live in Europe, they don't have access to services like MySudo, and they're reluctant to share their real phone number. Proton recently stated they're planning to implement phone number masking in Proton Pass, which would be a great option. Since they use long and random passwords for everything, they feel pretty safe without 2FA, but they're not sure if SMS 2FA would be in this situation worth the trade-off, giving out the real number to these services, even if it does offer added security. How would you approach this? On my end, I think it really depends on the account. If it's an account that's not super sensitive and security is less of an issue, pretty much the thought process I would go through is, okay, if this account were to be hacked, what would this jeopardize in my life? If it's something like, I don't know, if I have like an Injure account that I upload public photos to, and it uses I'm not saying this is the 2FA method for Injure, I'm just pretending. But if it's just SMS 2FA, I don't really give a crap. Like, it's fine. Like, I'm not going to upload my phone number just for the sake of SMS 2FA. But if it's a bank account, I do think that you should try to maximize security everywhere you can with a bank account. And I think, maybe if you don't keep much money in a bank account, but also something to consider, if someone's able to get into your bank account, they might get access to a lot of other personal information as well. So even if privacy is your concern, sometimes that loss of security could impact your privacy at the end of the day. So it's a really hard situation. I hate SMS 2FA with a passion. I just generally don't like phone numbers with a passion. I know that's ironic given what we just talked about with Signal and kind of the limitations with Signal requiring a phone number. But I think for those sensitive accounts, I'd definitely encourage enabling it until there's a better option. And I just think it sucks that there aren't better phone number services in Europe for you to utilize that at least I'm familiar with. So that's what I got.
Yeah, the other thing from it depends on the account perspective is that um there are some accounts where when you add like a phone number for 2FA, for example, it adds that phone number as a recovery method for the account in general.
Mm,
And in that case, it can actually make your security less safe because you could potentially uh only have that SMS or that phone number like protecting your account when it comes to like having a support agent reset your password or something like that. So you can reduce your security in certain cases when you add SMS. So looking into like how that works and avoiding that is probably more important. I also think that like the benefits of 2FA are a lot smaller if you like you said use login random passwords for everything stored in a password manager. As long as you're actually doing that and it's completely unique, the benefit for 2FA for you is less than it is for most people. So I don't think it's the end of the world if you don't use SMS 2FA in that specific situation. But yeah, definitely like look into how it works. If it is like truly just used for 2FA and you still need that username and password to do everything else, then it shouldn't be harmful. But in other cases, it can be. So it really comes down to like a case by case basis.
yeah, all really good points. I think if it were me and I lived in Europe, because I know that there aren't like aliasing services necessarily in many places in Europe because a lot of them are KYC'd. But if it were me, and this would definitely be an issue I'd stumble on because I'm sure most banks still require SMS 2FA, I would be committing to getting a second, even if it's KYC number, but ideally one that can exist online. And that has its own like proper 2FA, kind of like what Google Voice would offer you in the States, essentially, because Google Voice would offer you this like pretty much SIM swap free experience. You don't have to worry about as many security issues with the SMS aspect of it with Google Voice. And that's something that you can use that's dedicated for just these random accounts that use SMS 2FA. I think that should resolve most of the concerns with like the SMS aspect, increasing security issues, and also you still getting to benefit from the security of 2FA in general, without jeopardizing privacy quite as much. But I understand that's a financial commitment, and now you have to manage two phone numbers. But I don't know specific services in Europe that do this, but I definitely know there are digital services out there, kind of like Google Voice. They are most likely going to be KYC'd, but at least you have kind of a second number to utilize. So, hey everybody, thanks for watching this Techlore clip. This is actually a highlight from our main channel, Techlore, where we talk about digital rights, privacy, security, and how you can have a better relationship with technology. So if you want the full-length experience, definitely check out our main channel, Techlore. We'll leave a link somewhere on the screen, wherever our editor puts it, and you can probably check it down in the description as well.